Good morning, students. I hope you all are perfectly fine. In the previous class, we have gone through the principles of scientific management given by F.W. Taylor. In today's class, we'll go through the techniques of scientific management given by F.W. Taylor. Taylor has given a total of 8 techniques of scientific management. Today we'll go through first 2 techniques of scientific management. Now we'll start with the techniques of scientific management being given by F.W. Taylor. We have already gone through the 4 principles of management given by Taylor. Scientific techniques refer to the method as to how to apply those principles being given by Taylor. So Taylor has given 8 techniques which can be adopted to scientifically manage the work in an organization. So you can find here 8 techniques being given by Taylor. That is functional foremanship. Second is standardization and simplification of work. Third is fatigue study. Fourth is method study. Fifth is time study. Sixth is motion study. Seventh is differential piece-weight system, and 8th is mental revolution. These techniques given by Taylor tell what are the methods in which those principles can be applied in an organization. So we'll go through these techniques one by one. First we'll start with functional foremanship. Functional foremanship, as the name you can see here, foreman, the word foreman is here. Under this technique, Taylor said that each and every worker should be supervised by 8 foremen who are specialized in their field. According to Taylor, Taylor said that a foreman cannot have all the abilities or qualities which are required, or the foreman may not be a specialist in all the fields. So here Taylor recommended that there should be 8 foremen who should be appointed, who should be specialized in their field, and each and every worker should work under the guidance of the specialist foreman. You can see this diagram. Under this technique, Taylor said that the work of the factory manager should be divided into 2 departments, that is planning department and production department. He said that the planning function should be separated from the execution function. In each department, he appointed 4 foremen. That is, under planning department, he appointed 4 foremen: instruction card clerk, route clerk, time and cost clerk, and disciplinarian. Same way, under production department, he appointed 4 foremen, that is gang boss, repair boss, inspector, and speed boss. He said that the planning department will be concerned only with the planning. They will not be concerned with the execution of the work. That will be the work of the production department, who will be concerned with the execution of the work. You can see here each worker will be supervised by each foreman who is there in these 2 departments. That is, a worker is being supervised by 8 foremen. 4 from the planning department and 4 from the production department. And each foreman is a person who is specialized, who is experienced in the task being allotted to them. And when the worker is working under the guidance of a specialist foreman, those who are specialized in their field, and he receives instruction from these specialized people who are specialists in their field, then the worker will be benefited, his production efficiency will be increased. That is what being said by Taylor. This technique, we can say, is an extension of division of work being given by Fayol, where he also stressed upon the division of work being done. Here also you can see that the work is divided into different foremen. But this technique is just against the principle of unity of command being given by Fayol. Because under unity of command, Fayol said that each and every subordinate should receive order from only one superior. But in this case, you can find that each and every subordinate is receiving order from 8 foremen. He is working under the guidance, supervision of 8 foremen. So unity of command principle is being violated here. Now, the basic idea behind this technique was that when a worker receives instruction, when he works under the supervision of the foremen who are specialists in their field, Taylor believed that that will help in increasing the efficiency of the worker, because he is being supervised by the people who are specialists in their respective fields. Now I'll go through the functions of each and every foreman being given here. The first one is instruction card clerk. Instruction card clerk, the name itself tells the function of this clerk. His function is to prepare the instructions for the workers. That is how they will do the work. The necessary instructions are being prepared by instruction card clerk. Second is route clerk. His work is to decide the sequence of the activities. See, in order to get the work completed, there may be several stages, process of completing the work. So step by step, what will be the sequence of completing the task, that is decided by the route clerk. The next comes time and cost clerk. The name is suggesting the function. Time, that is, this foreman decides the time within which the task should be completed. He fixes that standard time within which the task should be completed. He also fixes the cost at which the work should be completed. Next is disciplinarian. His function is to ensure discipline in the work. He has to see that proper discipline is there when the work is being done. Then coming to the next one, that is under production department, you can see 4 foremen. That is, first one is gang boss. Gang boss work is to see that all the required resources are available for the workers so that they can continue with their production work. That is, whether all the machines, materials which are required, the resources which are required, whether that is there in the organization or not. The gang boss works according to the instructions being given by the instruction card clerk. The instruction which is prepared by the instruction card clerk, that is given to the gang boss, and based on that he sees that all the resources which are required for doing the production work, whether everything is available or not, he has to arrange for that. Next one is repair boss. As the name itself suggests, he is concerned with seeing that all the machines are in working condition. All the machines, tools and equipments, they are in working condition. Next one is inspector. His job is to see the quality of the product. He has to ensure that the quality of the output is good. Last one is speed boss. As the name itself suggests, he has to ensure that the work is completed on time. Based on the time and cost clerk, the time which he sets and the cost at which the work should be completed, speed boss has to ensure that the work is completed on time and within the cost. Now the worker, he receives instruction, he works under the guidance and supervision of all these 8 foremen, which helps in increasing the efficiency of the worker. His productivity gets increased. Now coming to the second technique, that is standardization and simplification of work. First we'll come to standardization. According to this technique, Taylor said that the standardized way of doing the work should be found out. That is, he said that the standard should be fixed for everything in the organization. Whether it is the materials which are used or the machines which are used, the kind of labor being used for the production, everything should be standardized, he said. Say for example, for manufacturing a particular quality of output, he said that it should be decided in advance what quality of raw material will be used in order to get that output, which kind of machines will be used, that should also be standardized. The kind of labor which will be used in order to produce that output, that also should be standardized. That is, standardizing everything so that you get that particular standard of output which you want. So he said that the standardization should be done for each and every piece of work which is being done in the organization, so that the finished output which we get, that should be a quality product. The quality of the product should be good. In order to ensure that the quality of the product is good, he said that everything should be standardized. Standard should be fixed for everything. Next is simplification of work. Simplification refers to eliminating the unnecessary varieties, sizes, types, qualities, grades of product. Taylor said that all the unnecessary varieties of product should be eliminated. Take for example, this we can understand through one example. Say a shoe manufacturing company, if it starts manufacturing shoes of the sizes say 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, then that will lead to unnecessary varieties, types of shoes being manufactured. That is, here 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 may not be required. If suppose they manufacture the shoes of all these sizes, it means it will require more of machines, more of labor which has to be recruited, more of raw materials will be required. So Taylor said that that will lead to wastage of the resources, whether it is the manpower who is employed in manufacturing these shoes of these sizes, or whether it is the material which is being required, the money gets wasted. So he said that that will lead to wastage of unnecessary, putting the money on those machines or materials, which will be wastage of money for the company. So he said that all the unnecessary varieties, sizes, grades of product should be eliminated, and there should be simplification of work.